So, I've been thinking about Aphex Twin, and if you're not familiar with him, he's an electronic music musician. Although I'm not sure you can really call him a musician, he's really more of an artist, just kind of playing on the, dabbling in the bleeding edge of what is music. But I just, like, he is that high-level artist, like that genius-level artist, where really everything that he should be working on, and probably most of what he actually does make, is just experimental to the point that people can't even appreciate it. Like, you get to a high enough level, and what your product is, what you create, is something that is not for everyone, and not for even a small percentage. It's for the top of the top, music geeks, composer geeks that really understand how you how you structure music, and then you play with that structure, and then other people are like, I see what you're doing here. But to most people, it just sounds like noise. But Aphex Twin, for whatever reason, he makes music that is, avant-garde, but accessible. Like, just about anyone can enjoy it. Anyone who likes electronic music, essentially. But so many people enjoy it. And he is that eccentric, high-level artist to the point that you wouldn't expect that to be the case. I just think it's cool. It's pretty cool that he slums occasionally to make music that's accessible to the masses. There are lots of stories about his eccentricities, and perhaps that was what gives him the mystique that he deservedly has. But if you listen to noise, and you say, "Wow, who made this noise?" And they say, "My 8-year-old pounding on the piano." And you go, "Oh, okay." But if you listen to noise and you say, "Who made this noise?" They say, "Well, it's a genius composer." And you go, "Let me listen again, just to be sure." It's like you give it another chance. The dumbing down of music is verifiable, confirmed. It's measurable. You can graph it, actually, and some people have. The idea of music as this structure that gets to play in the borderlines of itself, and then those who hang out at the borders are doing interesting things or different things, or creating little creating little flits of surprise and unexpected melody progressions, things like that. It's you listen to music and it has a structure, and then it just kind of, lots of other things seem to follow that structure, and it's simple, and it's a bit repetitive, and there's keys that people like, and there's melodies that people like, and you just kind of play within that space, and this is the range. And like I said, it's actually measurable over time. The complexities of songs have gotten smaller and smaller till the border is quite close. Hang on. Until the borders of what is being produced are quite close together. And I guess there's a number of reasons for that. To be able to recognize patterns, it requires some level of IQ, and what is also measurable is the decline of IQ. But I think it has more to do with the commercialization of all the music, to the point that you have this marketing agency, this designed by committee music that's, music that's literally made by a computer. You know, that's actually something that would be a useful thing for AI. You know, supposedly, I say AI with a short chuckle at the end. Anyways, it's not intelligence, but it's just pattern recognition. And then, especially with music, if you have an ear for it, you can listen to 300 clips of these permutations of songs that is produced by this algorithm, and say gross, 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 gross. Kind of interesting. We'll hold on to that. Weird, weird, makes no sense. Trash. Oh, it kind of sounds interesting. That little hook right there sounds good. And then just move through it from there. And then go back to the algorithm and say, I like this part, and I like this part, and I like this part. Now do it again. You know, that's simple. That's just math. Plus, you have this big data thing, and the big data thing is such that you get the insight of here is what a vast majority of the people want. Here's what a vast majority of people with money in their wallets want. And I will deliver that to them over and over and over until they give me all of their money. So there's very little incentive to do much else. And that's what this commoditization of music, which is just kind of weird anyways. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a late stage capitalism thing. I think it's a late stage computerism thing. Too much data, man. I don't support it. Lord. Well, that's it. I just had a short one. This is kind of an aside, but for the past nearly 6 months, I have been using our 10 keyless keyboard, and I've been using my Signum less, and that's partially because it's been acting up. The switches have been dying on it, and I've been waiting to replace them, and I just kind of haven't gotten around to it. And we've been testing the Mini M so much that it's I've been typing on that while I'm at work almost exclusively. So it's been kind of weird and wild and interesting, and I haven't had, praise the Lord, any hand problems. Got a little bit of tightness last week, but it's been really, really good. And this is just, I mean, this is my actual, my first board of the 3.0 series. And I just keep making tweaks and changes to it, and cutting things in it, and drilling holes in it, and doing other weird stuff to it. And this is just like my experimental board. But I think it's getting close to time to retire it, and then build up a new one. I do want to switch to some reds, so it should be easier on my fingers. Well, that's all I had. Music is cool.